Good evening and welcome to Inspire to Achieve Global TV. And thank you for joining me today on the Executive Suite, or in the Executive Suite, should I say. And I'm your host, Roxanne St. Clair, coming to you again for another Friday evening chat. So, how are you today? How has your week been? Has it been an exciting week full of surprises, thrills, and new things? Has it been bog standard week, same old, same old? How has it been? Hi, Susan. Thank you for joining. How's your week been, Susan? Hopefully, it's been a good one. So do share, because again, this is a space where we come together to really just relax, release the pressures, to unwind and regroup so that we can go out and do the things that we love to do the things that we're passionate about. And this platform is not about me just speaking at you. It's where we come together and have a conversation. Hi, Marcia. Thanks for joining. So, let's share, discuss some topics, and really just help each other, support each other, because this is what the Executive Suite's all about. It's where leaders, executives, business owners, want to be business owners come together to really support each other and feel supported. So, I will share my expertise and knowledge around business, around systems, processes, visions, turning your dream into realities, all the things that I'm passionate about and that I enjoy doing. I'm here to share that with you, and likewise answer questions where I can. And if you've got answers to questions that other people in the group have, then, we share and we support each other. So as I said, it's our Friday evening chat. And quite interestingly enough, when I was thinking about today's show, one of the things I thought of was really reflecting on my week, because it's been quite an interesting week in terms of some of the events that have taken place, either through me or to other people. Hi, Robert. Thank you for joining, and thanks for saying hi to everyone. So really today it's about reflection. So, do join me in reflecting and sharing things that you've observed and experienced this week. Because for me, one of the key things that's come about this week, it's about change and being able to be adaptable. And I can give you a couple of instances of things that I'm aware of that have happened with people, quite significant things that have happened this week, that it has been almost life-changing for one in particular. And then another person, I'm going to share an incident that happened with a young lady that I know of. And I'm sure that she wouldn't mind me sharing it, or her mum. But during the week, I received a text message actually notifying me that this young lady had been involved in an accident. And it's just and we have to say luck, because it can't be anything else, that she's still with us today. And it was just something that she was carrying that actually helped with the impact, because she got knocked, over 20 feet. And she did have to go in and have surgery yesterday. And thankfully, she is okay. But it was just the fact that, in the blink of an eye, the whole situation could have been different. So sometimes, we have things that we need to do and we put it off, and we always say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get round to it. But it's never guaranteed that we're going to have that tomorrow or even the next hour. So speaking to you as business owners, as leaders, what things do you know that you need to do that you keep putting off because you're thinking that, you're not really fired up to do it, but it's something you need to do and you're not doing it because, your life can change in the blink of an eye. And if you're not doing the things that you feel that you want to do or you should be doing, and I don't like really using the word should actually, but if you're not doing the things that you're here to do, what's stopping you? And I'm going to read some of your comments and just see what you're sharing at the moment. So let's see. Okay. All right. So, okay. So you sent me a link, Robert, to a YouTube video. So I'll have to then follow up on that a bit later. Jenny, you joined us. Thanks for joining us, Jenny. Lovely to have you with us. So, hi, Serpa. Lovely to have you with us as well. Okay, and where are we? Right. So Susan, you're saying that getting organized is something that you feel that is calling you to do. So again, share what do you feel is stopping you from getting organized? Because what is it that's stopping you? You share rather than me telling you. You share what you think is stopping you from getting organized, and let's see if we can help you get a plan in place tonight. As I said, I like action, I like results. So if you come here tonight, I will put you on the spot. So let's see now. Who else? Hi, Giovanni. Thank you for joining. So, okay. So, it's lovely that everyone's coming in and sharing and linking and saying hi to everyone. So brilliant. And we are going to hopefully have some fun this evening as well, because it's a Friday evening. So you're here. So let's enjoy our time together. So again, there are things that we could be doing. And if we're not really getting those things done, if it's not a priority for you, then should it be something that you need to get done? Okay, so Susan, you're saying that you give up too easy. And yeah, some of us can give up because it feels like effort. But is it that you give up too easy, or is it that you're actually punishing yourself to say that you give up too easy? So, that is one of the things, because we can say that we give up too easy, but is that really the case? And Giovanni is saying, thanks for the good message. You're watching live from Italy, and we're delighted to have you from Italy. And actually, but I can say ciao. Yeah, I'll say ciao. So, right. So you get overwhelmed. Okay. So is that overwhelm coming because you're giving yourself a lot of things to do? So therefore, when you're thinking about everything you have to do, it just gets too overwhelming. So what about if you decided, say the night before, so before you go to bed, you write down 3 to 5 things, and probably just start with 3, because if you say you get overwhelmed, you write down 3 things that you must get done the following day. And then the next day you just do them and you tick them off the list as you do them. Because one tip I'll give you, actually having it written down and then ticking it off the list as you do it, that sense of achievement and accomplishment that you feel as you're ticking something off of a list actually spurs you on to get other things done. So that's something I will give you as a little insight, something that you could share with us to say, okay, how you've gone about it and how it's working for you. So if you're up to it, Susan, find yourself a nice fresh pad. And then each day you just go to a clean page. Before you go to bed, write down 3 things that you must do the next day. And then you just get them done. And, you don't even have to give yourself more to do. Just have those 3 things to do and get them done. And feel good. Enjoy the feeling of accomplishment once you've got them done. And then do whatever else you want to do. And, make that a habit. Make that a pattern of how you go about doing what you do. And see how that feels for you. And see if you still feel overwhelmed, and if you then feel, so hard on yourself about the fact that you don't get things done and you're not organized. Is it that you get bored of them because you're doing the same things, or that you get bored because you've got the same things on the list all the time and therefore you feel that you're not getting them done? So again, because our language that we use around our life also impacts how we operate and how we function. But then that's a whole other subject if I was to start to go into language as well. But it's, as I said, try it out and see, and then do come back on the platform and share with us and let us know how you're getting on, because it's easy to say that we don't get things done. I think sometimes we judge ourselves harder than we would judge somebody else. So have fun, and have fun doing it as well, because that's one of the key things. Have fun, even if it's tidying up. Put some music on and dance around as you're tidying up. If it's packing a bookcase, again, put some music on. Repack your bookcase. Have fun while you're doing it. Sometimes some of the most mundane chores can actually become fun because you're doing something that you enjoy doing. I've been washing dishes before and still dancing in front of the sink whilst I'm washing dishes because I'm enjoying the music that's playing. And if people can see me through the window, that's up to them. But it's, life is about fun, and we can create our own fun in the same way that we can create our own misery. So I hope that that's helpful for you. Okay, Marcia's saying, oh, brilliant. So I'll share that one. So Marcia's saying that she's been implementing the 3-task rule that I suggested, and she's found it a great help since starting a couple of weeks ago. And it has alleviated that feeling of overwhelm. Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Marcia. And I'm really pleased to hear that it's actually working and that you're feeling good about yourself because you feel that you're actually achieving stuff. So that's fantastic. And thank you for sharing. And yes, Susan. So so try it with the music and see. So I'm looking forward to hearing how you got on and how you're getting on, and then what else you're doing. Because now, Marcia, now that you've done the rule of 3, if you feel that you're accomplished in that and you're finding it easier to get those 3 things done, you can always go to 5. So again, this is a part of the growth. If you know you can do 3 and you can do 3 quite easily, then maybe do 4, maybe do 5. Because again, it's that sense of getting things done, that sense of accomplishment, and thinking, oh, this is quite easy. I don't know if any of you remember that button that they Staples used to sell. And when you finish a chore, you just banged it and it's like, that was easy. And I used to have one on my desk in my old office. I think it's in a box somewhere. But that was quite interesting when I used to do that. But then through moving a couple of times, we put a lot of stuff in storage. And, that is a button that I haven't got anymore. But that used to be fun, pressing that to think, oh, got something else done. And it wasn't as cumbersome as I thought it was going to be. Oh, you remember it, Robert? Brilliant. We need to see if we can get those again. You know what? I'm going to actually do a search and see if I can find some of those. I might be gifting a few people one of those if I find them. So see, that's a chore I've given myself now. So I'll let you know if I raise to the challenge and I find it. So so again, we're talking about. Okay, right, all right, Robert. I'm gonna see if we can find them. If we can find some, we're all gonna have some fun with them. So spoke about change. Something else that I'm reflecting on from the week is also around resilience. And again, this resilience has come through from the situation that I described earlier on with the young lady, but also somebody else was due to have a premiere this week. And at the 11th hour, they had to send a message out to tell people that it had been postponed. Reason being, the production was not at the stage that they felt it should be to actually be premiering. And I could tell by the tone of the message that it was really hard for them to actually say, look, it's going to be postponed until, just after Christmas or between Christmas and New Year. And, when you've put your heart and soul into something, and it's your gift that you're giving out because there's a part of you that's in this production, and you've told everybody it's going to be on a particular date, so it would have been this week, and you're all geared up for it, you're all ready, and people have bought tickets, and you then have to make that decision to say, this production is not of the quality that I would want to put out there, so therefore I need to postpone this. And it takes guts and courage to actually make the decision and then notify people that things have changed. But it takes a certain amount of resilience to say, you know what, no matter what, it's still going to happen. And this is something that I feel was a message this week to look at, well, where in your life do you have to make the tough decisions and be able to bounce back, be able to get up again after making a tough decision that can potentially change your life, will mean that you have to do new things and do things differently. But it's a decision that needs to be made. And I'm sure all of us on here can say that we've had moments when we've really had to be resilient and grit our teeth and just move forward from where we are and not let the circumstance keep us stuck in a space. So, again, just look, recognize and acknowledge yourself when you're using particular muscles, when you're, responding to change, when you're being resilient about getting a result, achieving whatever goal it is you're looking to achieve. So that was another reflection for the week. So it's been an interesting week in terms of things for me to reflect on. So, hi, Deborah. Nice to have you with us. Oh, okay. So, Robert, you're saying that you don't know how to get started with training, and you've heard that you can make money with your voice. So you're glad that someone does, and you've got no clue. Oh, okay. So there's many kinds of ways that you can make money with your voice. Have you tried brainstorming to think about all the different possibilities of things that you can do showcasing your voice? Because if you've been told that you've got a distinctive voice that can actually make money for you, then how about brainstorming? It may be that you initially sit down and just write all the different things that you're aware of, and then reach out to a mastermind group and have people, just joining you. So maybe you arrange a Zoom call with, 3, 4, 5 people that you trust their judgment, and you guys just brainstorm and see, well, what are the different things you can do? What are the different skills that you have? Because I know we spoke a few weeks ago with regards to multiple streams of income. So what are the different skills that you have, Robert, that you're not utilizing fully that can help you generate another income? And it may be more than just doing an online business. There could be other things that you're just leaving by the wayside because you're not using certain skills and talents that you have. And it's funny because I had a conversation with somebody around using their skills and talents this morning. So a lot of the time we've got skills and talents, and we've got things that we take for granted that we're not monetizing. And it's funny because before I started the show, I had thought of this particular card to share with you. And I think if I could find it, I will share it with you now because it's quite appropriate for what we're just discussing. And normally when I'm looking for one particular card, another one jumps out of the pack. So let me just see if I can find it. Let's see. Oh, nearly. Right. Here we go. Okay, so the one that I was looking for is actually value. And it says, the things that come easily to you may not come easily to others. Respect and value the things that you do, as they may be the key to turning your life around. Your natural talents hold the value that you place upon them. So, Robert, what natural talents have you got that you're not placing a value on, and therefore you're not monetizing, and you've not created that other stream of income for yourself? So that's something I'll leave you to ponder. And as the penny starts to drop for you, I'm looking forward to seeing you sharing that in the 59 Days of Successes group, so that I know that you're on it, because I'm not letting you off the hook. I'm looking for your daily wins, because we're coming up towards the end of the year, and my greatest pleasure is to see you end the year really strong, so that in 2019 you're on a totally different level and you're just flying and having a fabulous year. So I'm putting that out there to you, Robert, because you're supporting everybody else. So now you've got to receive and start implementing for yourself. Right, so wow, Jenny, that's a long one. Wow. Okay, let me see if I can read this one out. Okay, actually, I'll come back to yours, Jenny. Let me just go down and see. Right, so Deborah's saying, best things to come to those that wait, and the premiere will get great. Never put anything out if it does not feel right. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's exactly how this young man felt, because it just didn't feel right for him, and he wasn't prepared to put his name on it. So yeah, you're spot on, Deborah. Okay, so now let me come to Jenny. Right, so Jenny is saying, okay, Roxanne, I hear you. My life was nearly curtailed, as you know, in 2009 when the car dropped off the cliff and her back was severely broken. And yes, you've shared your awesome story with us. Wow. And okay, so there's so many gifts in adversity when we choose to become the pearl in the wreckage, so to speak, instead of identifying, moreover, as the wreckage, which can be quite easy. Yeah, I totally agree with you, because some people get stuck in the problem and the issue, and they stay in that space, and that becomes their repeated cycle. And that's all they focus on. They constantly focus, and that's all they can see, without seeing that light that's just up there waiting for them to grasp what's in there and what's in the message that they've just received to move forward. So I totally agree with you. And so you say really being present with an integral grief of what seems lost or changed in ways we don't feel good about is important as it is the alchemy of turning trauma to treasure. Yes, spot on. So easy to over-expect, invite overwhelm instead of learning to achieve and celebrate realistic goals, fueling abundance in mood, heart, and mind, effortlessly allowing inspiration to walk with us, helping us create more and more in alignment with soul purpose and value ourselves in fruitful ways. Fabulous. Life happens for us or through us, not to us. And a good thought to remember and connect with the power of choice we have. And spot on. And that's the whole thing. We always have choice. Even if we do nothing, we've made a choice to do nothing. So thank you for that wonderful share, Jenny. Really appreciate that. Oh, you're most welcome, Elizabeth. And thank you for joining us. Love having you on the show with us. And I'm glad that you're back here to partake in. Okay, so let me come back to another comment. And it moves really smoothly into what we've just been discussing in Jenny's comment, because one of my key things to say is to be open to possibility. Because sometimes things may seem odd, they may seem a bit strange to you, but there's often a possibility wrapped up in the situation. So if you're open to possibility, things can actually blossom from that. And I'm not going to go into detail, but a certain person who is on the broadcast today had reached out to me and to discuss something of a personal nature to me. And we're just through the conversation, so much possibility came up for us that it turned out to be a fabulous call that we struggled to get off of the call. But it was just that thing of actually being open and having a listening ear. So sometimes people may make a comment to you or say something to you about something that you're doing, and your initial reaction could be, oh, why have they said that? But if you actually listen to what's been said and be open to the possibility of what's been said to you, rather than just going on your initial reaction, and I'll say reaction rather than response, sometimes things can grow for you that you didn't even know was possible. You didn't even know that it was in the pipeline for you. So I'd say always be open to possibility, even if change is afoot, even if you have to, exercise your resilience muscle. What's the possibility in that? What's coming through for you that wouldn't have come through otherwise? So, that's something to consider, being open to possibility. And, if you are, or have been, in the past, up until now, should we say, you've been one of those people that hasn't been that open and you've actually felt stuck, or if you're stuck in any particular area, do you actually take the time to stop and assess and to look at what is keeping you stuck? What is keeping you in the same space? And again, some of us may be in business already, or starting a business, or even leading a team, and things just aren't moving for you. They're not going in the way that you want them to go. Now, when you stop and assess and think about the situation, what is your natural way of being? What is, how are you showing up? How are you looking at the situation? Because it might be in the way that you're looking at the situation that's actually keeping you stuck there. And again, as I say to you, language is very important. And I tend, when I'm having conversations with people, I tend to listen to what they say, because that's often a telltale of why things are going on for them. So if, for example, say you're a manager or you're leading a team and you want people to do things, but in the back of your mind, you've got this story that you tell yourself that people never listen to you. How are you leading that team? How are you going to get that team to do what you want to do if your internal message system is one that people never listen to you? People don't do what you want. And as a leader, and as somebody shared a quote yesterday, leadership is about having an idea and a vision and encouraging people to actually do what you want them to do and feel good about it. So, if you're telling your story, you've got this mind game going on, that's contrary to what it is you're there to do? Is there any surprise that you're stuck in that space where you just feel that you're not supported by your team? So where else, in your life, or where in your life could it be that you've felt stuck, you've felt in a constant space? Now, Susan, we discussed earlier on about overwhelm, and so therefore you're telling yourself this story about not being organized. Now, if you're telling yourself this constant story about not being organized, how do you think your body's going to respond when it's time for you to do the organizing? It's not really, you're not really going to be in that state where you can just go in and get things done, because you're having to build yourself up, you're having to psych yourself up, because your internal game is saying you're not organized. Your internal game is telling you it's too hard, it's a chore. Whereas if that story changes and you actually start to think, well, I'm great at organizing. I'm so efficient. I could do things so easily. It's a doddle for me. Then automatically your body's moving towards doing that, because it's not hard. It's easy. You do it so well. And our body likes, that path of least resistance. So therefore, it's a way of getting unstuck, is by changing that internal story that we keep telling ourselves. Okay, I like that one. So Robert, you're saying that you'll take me up on that. Please do. So, we do have, as Jenny had said before, we have choice. We have choice, but we also have the power to actually change things for ourselves. We don't always have to rely on somebody else to come along and help in the sense of shifting things for us. We make that first decision. And once we make that first decision to do it, and we start moving in the direction to change whatever it is we need changed, ironically, the people that can help you will appear and turn up. And I've seen it time and time again happen with me. And, in all kinds of ways, whether it's something physical that I need, and it will appear from somewhere, or someone will come and just bring that for me. I've had people turn up at work with bunches of flowers for me. And, these are like work clothes, or a supplier. They'll turn up with bunches of flowers for me. Another example, actually, I'll give you one. I was in, because I work with a print company. I was in the office last week, and I got to the stage where I needed a new notebook. And I was just moving some stuff that I had, and somebody had put some of my old paperwork that's going to be archived on top of a box. And when I looked in the box, there were these little notepads there. So I thought, oh, maybe this is somebody who's been looking for this. And so I chose to ask, who does this belong to, etc., etc. Lo and behold, they were no longer needed, because they were only part of a whole set, and they were extra or surplus to requirement. So the notebook I was looking for, I actually got a number of notebooks that I can use at will, how I want to. So that was a simple action of me just being in that space and knowing, oh, I need to have this. And I knew I would get it anyway. And it was just there sitting there waiting for me. And this has happened with other things in other ways. So again, it is really about just that story and that internal message that you tell yourself can either stop things coming to you, or can open up the doorway where things can come to you. So that's just something to ponder for you. And what else did I want to cover with you? Yeah, so again, on that same vein, and wrapping up around what we've been discussing this evening, in terms of who do you go to for advice? So when you've got a situation, or you just want to help with making a decision, who do you go to for advice? Is it somebody that's been there before you, so maybe a mentor? Is it somebody that's a visionary? Or is it somebody who has no clue, no idea about what it is you want to do? They've never tried anything for themselves, but they're a good friend, so you'll go to them and you'll chat to them. So, again, because the different people that you go to will give you different forms of advice. And Robert is now saying that you have the ear of influential people because you love on them. Well, that's really good. Now they're influential, and that's brilliant. Now, influential and people that are in line with what it is you want to do, how does that work? So, for example, okay, in your current situation that you have, how are they helping you to create what it is you need to create right now for yourself? And these are some of the things that we're talking about. I know there's lots of people out there, and in the particular field, that are good. They've got a lot of influence. They're on all sorts of platforms, and you could always hear them. However, for them to actually give you that one bit of advice that you need that may turn things around for you, there's a huge fee involved. And I'm saying this because of late, I've had conversations and discovery calls, strategy calls with people who have been around the circuit. They've paid lots of money out to various people, and they're still not doing what they need to be doing in their business or where they need to be in their business. Yet we can have one conversation and the light goes off, the penny drops. So, again, it's fine being around certain people. Well, how are they feeding into you, or what action are you taking based on being in that arena with them? Because again, ultimately you have to take the action. So not belittling what anybody does, because I've spent a lot of money with a lot of names, and it's come down to me as to what action do I take once I get all this knowledge and information and whatever in terms of moving myself forward. So it's brilliant to have that, but again, it's what action can you line up with so that you get to where you want to get to. And I think all of us now are astute enough to know that we can move forward, but we make that final decision. Right. Okay, Robert, language is very important here. So I think that comment that you just made there. So there's a little bit coach hat on now. So I wouldn't be as direct in terms of I'm done spending money, there isn't any left, because you don't want that to be your reality. So I would say that you're holding off on investing more at the moment because you now want to see a return on what you've already invested. And then I think that's a different message to I've done spending money, there isn't any left, because you do not want to be in that place of there isn't any left. Yes, because you want to be open to receiving. So I hope that makes a bit of sense. And I hope that little coaching hits a spot with you, because we're all here because we want to grow and we want to improve. And if I didn't call you on that comment, I'd be doing you a disservice. And because I know you are so supportive, I wouldn't want to, not honor that support that you give. So change of language and really start thinking about what language to use to really get you to where you want to be and to serve you better. Because, as you said, you've got a big heart and you give a lot. So I'd love to see you receiving a lot in many different ways. So, take my coach off. Oh, okay. Well, you listen, Robert, you didn't come on here by accident today. And I actually honor you for, not feeling the best today, but taking the time to join us. So I hope that I'm actually adding something positive to you today so that you do feel better and you feel good about yourself, because as I said, you're very supportive, and I'd like to feel that I'm able to help you feel good about yourself and feel better about yourself, because one of my wishes is that for, every day people that I interact with have a reason to feel good about themselves. And even if it's a little thing, it's still a reason to feel good about yourself. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I hope that that resonates with you. And later on, regardless of whatever it is, do go in the group and share one win for today. Even if it was that you got out of bed, share one win for today. So that would be fabulous. So yeah, and I'm just keeping an eye on time because, we're that close to time. So I'm going to remind you to please like, comment and share. And yeah, so please like, comment, and share because we're going to have to wrap up in a minute. Okay. And Robert, you're saying that you could have been in bed sleeping, and you dread doing that. So yeah, so I really do appreciate you being here, and the support is there. So I'm looking forward to when you're coming on and you're sharing more and more and more of your wins, because that will just be fabulous and that'll be music to my ears. So just a quick recap then for today, which was a reflection on the week. And just saying, expect change, be open to change, and just see how you manage and deal with change. Because in dealing with it, there takes a certain amount of resilience. And in order for us to get to where we need to go to, we will always have to exercise that resilience muscle. But in doing that, always remember your value. Remember that there's the little things that you do that you may sometimes take for granted that are the things that could actually lead you further down the road than the new skills you're trying to accomplish, or the extra things that you're taking on without really fully utilizing what you already have. Because we're each given a unique set of gifts and talents, but it's so easy to take for granted what comes to you easily. So reflect on that one today. What is it that comes really easy to you that you've not put a value on yet, but to somebody else it's worth a lot? And I think I'm just going to leave you with that thought tonight. So I just really want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending the time here in the Executive Suite, and for your beautiful comments, and for sharing and connecting and being part of the group. And I just wish you a fabulous weekend, whatever you decide to do, and stay awesome. And I will be back here on Monday evening at 7 p.m. At the moment, I am expecting to be interviewing a certain gentleman, and I will reveal all on Monday when you join at 7 p.m. And I just look forward to connecting with you again. So have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for watching, liking, sharing, and commenting, and stay awesome. Bye for now.